Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka, and Bitcoin is in the green again today. On today's show, Abra Global CEO predicts Bitcoin to hit $350,000 this cycle. Also, Brazilian stock exchange B3 reportedly launching Bitcoin options, Ethereum, and Solana futures. And the feature story of today is Bitcoin Reserve is a key to the U.S. economic supremacy, says VanEck chief. All this and so much more on today's show. Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. Today is Saturday, February 8th, 2025, and Bitcoin is back in the green today, up a little bit. Still, I'd say going sideways, but definitely in the green all day, and I'm hoping for good things to come because the past little while our crypto fear and greed has been in neutral and in low numbers, so I do anticipate a pump and pretty much everything is in the green. So let's get right into our market watch and Bitcoin technical analysis. We have Bitcoin up about 0.5% at 97,270, Ethereum up 1.5% at 2676, Solana up 6%, $204, BNB up a fair amount today, 6.5% at $615, Doge up 4% at 26 cents, XRP up 4% at $2.48. Let's get into our crypto bubbles, get a better perspective of what's going on. And we have about 95% in the green as we speak. We've got Pyth up 10%, Tau up 13%, Hex up 11.5%, Bonk up 9%, ENA up 11%. Let's zoom out to the weekly. For the week, everything is the opposite. Definitely in the red, except for PLSX up 30%, Ultima up 42%, Hex up 26%, Ohm up 19%, and PLS up 12%. And if we go to the monthly, we will see that most things are in the red. We do see that XRP for the month is actually up 10%. Most other things in the red. We've got, of course, XCN up 1,000%, Ohm up 56%, Ultima 137%, PLSX up 46%, DEX up 45%. Let's move into our crypto market cap. Right now we have Bitcoin at $1.927 trillion, Ethereum at $323 billion, XRP at $143 billion, Solana at $100 billion even, Doge $38 billion, Cardano $25 billion, Tron at $20 billion. That wraps up the top 10, and the total market cap for all the cryptos combined is right now $3.14 trillion. We have a Bitcoin at a 61.36% dominance in the crypto sphere. We have Ethereum at dropping again 10.29%, XRP at 4.58%, up a little bit, and Solana also up a little bit at 3.19%. Currently, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index shows us we are in a 46 of a neutral. Yesterday was a 44, and last week was a 60, and I've spoken about this before. Yesterday, when I saw that it was a 44, I expected a bit of a pump, and that's pretty much exactly what we're getting. Just a bit of a pump, but we'll see how tomorrow goes. Maybe things will spike quite a bit all in one shot, which often happens in the crypto sphere. It kind of can go down 20-30% in a day and can go up 50% 100% in a day. And those are the days we're all looking for, folks. Let's make no mistakes about it. The Bitcoin halving clock. We have approximately 1,100 days until the next Bitcoin halving in 2028. There are 167,029 blocks to mine until that halving. And until the year 2140, where the final block is mined, we have 1,178,216 blocks left to mine. Total market caps of all organizations and public companies, precious metals, commodities in the world. We've got gold at 19.3 trillion, Apple at 3.4 trillion, Nvidia 3.1 trillion, Microsoft 3.046 trillion, Amazon 2.409, holding up into the 5th spot. Number 6, Google at 2.2 trillion, Bitcoin not far behind at 1.922 trillion, silver just behind at 1.8 trillion, Meta 10 billion behind silver, creeping up on them at 1.810 trillion. Saudi Aramco at number 10 at 1.784, and Tesla 1.163 trillion to wrap up the top 11. And currently you can get 1,026 Satoshis for one crappy US fiat dollar. US debt clock shows us that the debt has gone up yet another almost 5 trillion since yesterday, currently sitting at 36,456 billion, equaling 107,146 per US citizen, and per taxpayer it is $323,046 owed by each taxpayer in the good old US of A. So let's hope that nobody comes looking for their money anytime soon, because everybody's going to owe $346,000. So that can't happen. That's why they keep printing more money to keep the economy alive, because if they come for money like that, that's when there's going to be a riot. That's when people are going to come to the streets and, hi, you owe $345,000. Yeah, right. So that's when the entire system will have to change, because that would be ridiculous, everybody. Let's face it. So we have a great prediction, which is on par with my cycle peak at $350,000, and it is from Abra Global. The CEO predicts Bitcoin to hit 350K this cycle. Bill Barriate, the CEO of Abra, has teased the price of Bitcoin to hit a base case target of 350,000 with key altcoin forecasts as well. That's his base case. Excellent. So higher than that is what he's saying. He hinted at plans for interest rate cuts as one key catalyst for growth. The Abra CEO also tipped Ethereum price to hit $8,000, which I've also heard is about right. I've heard 8 to even 10 or 12,000, but that's pretty bullish too. CEO of Abra Global has shared his thoughts on the future price of Bitcoin and top altcoins in a recent X post. Just like many other analysts, Bearhart projected Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP to reach a new height this year. His prediction is based on the hope of how the U.S. government handles monetary policies and lower interest rates. He noted this will automatically push more cash into the economy. These factors are expected to boost the crypto market to new highs. Projection for Bitcoin and Ethereum. According to Barhit on X, the base case for Bitcoin trading at about 96,500 right now, 97 and a bit, is expected to increase possibly to 350,000. Likewise, Abra CEO tipped Ethereum to hit a new high of 8,000. His forecast is not based on speculation. This comes as the U.S. government and the Bank of England intensify interest rate policies, which would inevitably put more money into the economy. Notably, lower interest rates make borrowing cheaper, potentially pushing more funds into circulation. Traditionally, this means more people increase their investment portfolio, including Bitcoin and altcoins. On top of that, the U.S. government has debts worth trillions of dollars, $36.5 trillion. We look at it every day, folks. It might use monetary policy, such as quantitative easing or other financial assets, to manage this. Barrett hinted this could increase the liquidity in the market and traders would react by buying more Bitcoin. Where is Solana and Sui heading? To other big Bitcoins, I believe in the top 10, Sui, I think, is 12 or 13. Let's see what he says about them. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not the only digital currencies to benefit the impact of quantitative easing. He predicted that Solana could hit $900. This projection is even more ambitious than the projected $520 Solana price from VanEck recently. The Abra Global also hinted that Sui might climb to $25 this year, drawing on its correlation with Bitcoin. Beyond the correlation, Solana and Sui have their strengths, like fast transaction and growing adoption in decentralized finance and gaming. According to him, these predictions come with high-end range of approximately 200% from these values. His timeline is even more ambitious. Key growth catalysts: Bitcoin ETF and tax cuts. Spot Bitcoin ETF products are a significant catalyst that might help push BTC price to this high. Bitcoin ETF's approval has already started bringing big institutional money into crypto, as reported earlier by CoinGape. The market injected $750 million into Bitcoin ETFs on U.S. CPI data released last month. This shows monetary policies and inflationary pressures can trigger capital inflow into the market. To Bearhart, the plans for tax cuts by the Trump administration may also complement the liquidity boost. He calls this trend the cyclical Valhalla, where those with brass balls will get rewarded accordingly. Yeah, I like that. We got them brass balls, peeps. We sure do. Hold on for dear life, as they say, and you shall be rewarded. There are other countries that are making some big news around the world about Bitcoin, and the more of this that we get, the better off it is for Bitcoin. The more news, the more popular it gets, the more institution that buys into the Bitcoin, the better it is for us. And of course, the more nation state adoption, also better than us. In this situation, we have a Brazilian stock exchange, B3, reportedly launching Bitcoin options, Ethereum, and Solana futures. The move builds on its successful Bitcoin futures trading, and it is set to strengthen Brazil's cryptocurrency market. Brazil, of course, is one of the countries that is struggling with hyperinflation. I know that a large portion of the population take their paychecks and immediately put them into a stablecoin like Tether. What to know in this article? B3 CEO confirmed to the local media that Bitcoin options are coming to the exchange, as are Ether and Solana future contracts. Platform is Brazil's main stock exchange and has been seeing $860 million in monthly trading volume on Bitcoin futures. Brazilian stock exchange B3 is set to expand its cryptocurrency offerings with the introduction of Bitcoin options and future contracts for Ether and Solana. The expanded offerings are set to come sometime this year. The exchange's CEO Gilson Finkelstein told local media Bitcoin future contracts were added to the exchange in April as of last year and have been seeing $5 billion, around $860 million in U.S. in trading volume per month, according to local news outlet Valor Invest. In comparison, according to Brazilian cryptocurrency market monitor Biscoint, traditional cryptocurrency exchanges saw a total trading volume of 6.6 billion, roughly 1.13 billion US in the first month of the year. B3 is Brazil's main stock exchange, where dozens of cryptocurrency exchange traded products are listed along with equities, bonds, and other financial products. So big news coming out of Brazil. It looks like they're going to start offering more products for their stock exchange. And it definitely is, in a financial style product, like the ETF. They call them exchange ETP, exchange traded products instead of ETF. There's more news on the Bitcoin front, and it is from our friends at VanEck, and the chief of VanEck is saying that a Bitcoin reserve is a key to the U.S. economic supremacy. VanEck Chief Matthew Siegel states that the U.S. adoption of Bitcoin Reserve is key to maintaining the country's economic dominance. And I definitely agree with that. They can't be left behind here. VanEck Chief Matthew Siegel highlights the significance of the U.S. adoption of a Bitcoin Reserve. U.S. Bitcoin Reserve strategy is key to maintaining the country's economic dominance. Arthur Hayes calls Bitcoin Reserve as an unnecessary risk for the crypto market. The United States adoption of the Bitcoin Reserve is still up in the air, even as individual states increasingly warm up to the cryptocurrency. Anticipations of President Donald Trump embracing the asset this year spark both excitement and criticism. According to VanEck Chief Matthew Siegel, the country's Bitcoin Reserve strategy will be key to maintaining U.S. economic dominance. How will the Bitcoin Reserve boost the U.S. economy? In a recent post on X, Matthew Siegel, head of digital asset research at VanEck, drew the community's attention to the U.S. Bitcoin Reserve strategy. The VanEck chief believes that the BTC Reserve could foster the country's dominance in innovation and technology. Indeed, as Bitcoin provides a hedge against growing inflation, the reserve adoption could solidify the country's position at the forefront of global financial landscape. Siegel stated a Bitcoin Reserve can send a symbolic message of leadership and innovation while providing a financial hedge against a future we don't 100% control. Further highlighting the potential of a Bitcoin Reserve, Siegel stated, with a strategic Bitcoin Reserve, the U.S. will ensure dominance in energy for infrastructure, AI, and Bitcoin simultaneously. 100% correct there. VanEck chief dismisses fear of de-dollarization. While some fear that the adoption of a Bitcoin Reserve could possibly lessen the power of the U.S. dollar, the VanEck chief dismisses the idea. He advocated for prudent risk management, asserting that the concerns about market interpretation that should not prevent necessary actions. Further, the chief underscored the necessity of hedging against the risk of foreigners losing confidence in U.S. debt due to rising interest rates and deficits. This statement has taken on added significance in light of crypto czar David Sachs' continuous tone while discussing the potential Bitcoin plan. Moreover, likening Bitcoin to gold, Siegel hailed BTC a digital gold. He stated that Bitcoin included in a reserved special drawing rights basket or held in the U.S. Treasury Reserve could provide a neutral alternative to currencies like Chinese yuan or Russian ruble. Thus, a BTC reserve could indirectly strengthen the US dollar by providing a more reliable store of value. Siegel's words come amid the U.S. state's increasing enthusiasm in investing in the cryptocurrency. Reportedly, U.S. states like Maryland have joined the rally recently, introducing the Crypto Reserve Bill. Yeah, we covered that yesterday. 17 states, in fact, 35% have put in a request and created a bill, proposed a bill to the Senate to use Bitcoin as a reserve for their state. At some point soon, it's going to be not 35%, it's going to be 100%. And then we're also going to see the country itself move into a Bitcoin reserve, which will be, I think at that point, we are going to then see the, some people call it the Omega candle. You know, a God candle is 10,000. Then they've dubbed the Omega candle, and I've dubbed it the Creator candle, where the Bitcoin price could, if it goes up 100,000 in one day. These are just, the terms that people are making up on the internet. So my term is the Creator candle, 100,000 bucks in a day. Donald Trump's Bitcoin move to become a crypto crisis. In a recent personal blog, American entrepreneur Arthur Hayes addressed the Bitcoin reserve as an unnecessary risk for the crypto market. While Bitcoin remains just another financial asset, it could be used as a potential tool by the government, said Hayes. Additionally, Hayes argued that the government and authorities often purchase Bitcoin and other assets for political purpose and not for financial needs. He wrote on his blog post, creating a Bitcoin strategic reserve or national stockpile of assets like Ripple could turn any crypto held by the government into a potent political weapon. Yeah, certainly if the U.S. government decides on the what I consider not so great move to make Ripple the strategic reserve, I would expect that Ripple price will skyrocket. I'm a firm believer that a Bitcoin, because of its very limited supply, is where you want to be at. Ether, there's no limit to their supply at all. In fact, the infinity symbol is shown. It's the only one I know of that when you look at the total supply, it shows an infinity symbol. XRP is in the billions, I believe. So Bitcoin, there's a very, very finite supply. And I think if you know anything about money and know anything about history, then you definitely want that currency with the limited supply. The less there is of something, the more it's worth. So I think they would be fools not to go with Bitcoin. Folks, I'm hoping you learn a couple things about financial literacy and some crypto and Bitcoin information when you watch the show. Remember, money is everywhere and money is abundant. It is time that is scarce. Spend less money than you earn. Get rid of all those interest rates. Stop paying the bank interest. Stop using their credit cards. Pay all that garbage off. Pay off all your loans. Live within your means. If you start making more money, then start saving more money. And please, for your own sake, start saving when you're 16, 18, 20. That way you can retire when you're 40, 45. If you've got a great idea, please jump onto it right away. It will take a while to get things rolling. Things will go wrong in the infancy, but things will slowly come together for you. And the more repetition you get in, the more mistakes you make, the more things you learn, the more brain neural connections will get created, the more repetitions you make. and you'll get it, and it'll become like second nature at some point, and things will come together, and you will start to see some success. Please, if you found this stream enjoyable, do me a favor and please share, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next stream, folks. Thanks so much for joining.